The 2016-2017 budget, the largest in Kenya's history at a whopping 2.2 trillion shillings, has been labelled as overambitious and election-facing as the Jubilee government engages its final gear ahead of the 2017 general election. Despite the size of the budget, economists seem to agree that the government has a fair chance at financing its plans for the next year.
I think one of the problems in this country we've had is we've institutionalized the word debt. If we've almost taken it that it necessarily must be that our expenditure must be more than our revenue.
A recent report by Citon Investments, however, showed that the government's largest revenue source, that's the Kenya Revenue Authority, could miss its full-year revenue target by more than 100 billion shillings, and that would pose an even bigger challenge for the government.
If the economy is doing well, how do you recalibrate the targets you set to carry? So last year, for example, corporate tax, pay as you earn, sort of were weighed down, and I think you can't really blame KRA for that. The other taxes, they did really well.
Gishinga says that KRA now has to be more innovative.
We have a lot of idle land, for example, that's not being taxed. If that land was taxed, then overnight we could see major productivity gains.
Higher taxes are also expected across different sectors, with the oil sector expecting some hikes.
Generally, as well as specifically on kerosene, because of the negative impact of health.
Locally, the government attempts to manage debt in order to check the trickle-down effects of massive local borrowing.
Local debt, he has to be very careful that it doesn't crowd out businesses, because already interest rates are a big talking point in the economy. If you crowd out the domestic market, then interest rates will go up.
The government is keen on taking up foreign debt after the successful uptake of the euro bond, and despite the alleged scandal, analysts say external markets still offer Kenya a good chance of raising affordable capital.
And I think just going to the market and trying to get the best possible rate. Of course, you don't want to get a very high rate, especially on foreign denominated debt.
The Ipsos report on the budget adds that Kenyans would like the government to prioritize spending on agriculture, rural and urban development. All eyes are now on CS Henry Rotich as he plays a balancing act for the 2016-2017 budget. I am Terry Ann Chebet for The Big Question.